when you don't have kids. And
he does have children, but
oh shit, they
some
live a
people
shitty life.
Some people no, that's not a shitty life. I'm sure it's fine.
Megatron must be stopped, no matter the cost.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Autopod Decepticast, a bi-weekly podcast delivering an episode-by-episode breakdown of the original G1 series. This is our episode 122. We'll be covering Transformers episode 18, episode title Changing Gears. And, here it is, a groove, slightly transformed, just a little break from U-porn, just a little something to break the monotony with all that hardcore ass play and bukkake. I'm your host, Aaron, and with me are the first and second Aunt Viv to my Uncle Phil. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves.
hey, I'm Ryan. I liked that.
I'm Caleb, and I did not.
I wish this were visual so we could have seen Caleb's face as you rattled that off. Just the disgust.
We could videotape this while doing it.
That would be so boring. No one's gonna
People
watch
that.
People
stuff
do
all the
watch it,
time.
but then we also have to not like it would in order to get it to match. You wouldn't be able to be like take that out.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be a pain in the
Yeah.
ass.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, you're right. I'm out.
We could do like a special one.
Yeah?
Yeah, like maybe episode like 150 or something.
Where are we here? 122.
122.
That means that'll be next year. So yeah, sure, of course, let's do it.
Overpromise and underproduce. That's the APDC promise.
What is going on with you guys?
Well, I'll just get into van news.
We need a stinger for that.
Yeah. It's a two-parter.
Do you want to save part 2 for the next episode?
No.
Okay.
I was driving home from work the other day, and it's raining, and my windshield wipers I have an electrical system problem, so sometimes when I turn them on, they'll either, like, if I put them on intermittent, it will just be, like, as fast as possible, and just decide that that's the speed it wants to go at, or we'll just come up halfway and then go back down. Okay. But that's only on intermittent. If I put it on a regular setting, it's fine. So, but I'm driving down the road, and about halfway home, all of a sudden, my windshield wiper flips off of the windshield, and the wiper blade flips upside down, and it is reversed. So
it's plastic.
The wiper
scraping.
plastic is facing outwards,
Right.
so it's just scraping back and forth metal across the windshield, not clearing my vision. So
I can feel the panic.
Yeah, because I'm at a point in town where I'm on West Bypass, so I'm going 50 miles an hour.
And I know how it's been raining hard this week.
Yeah.
Was it during one of those times?
It was not as hard as could be, but it was significant. Scary is what it was. So I was able to...
Did you have the defrost thing pendulum?
Fortunately, it was above
time?
freezing, because otherwise I would not have been out of the house.
Going on.
Yeah, and so I was able to pull over, and I was able to flip it back and snap it back into place. I don't know what happened. So that's fixed. But then I come out this morning to come and record with you gents. And my battery, I think, is new. I need a new battery because it'll unlock the doors and the lights come on, but when I start to turn the key, nothing happens at all.
It doesn't turn over at all.
No, and that's kind of not unusual in that for the past year, I've had to disconnect the battery cable every time I stop for a significant amount of time because there's an unknown drain on the battery. If I leave it for like a day, it'll drain the battery completely.
So,
Okay.
a day?
Yeah.
So every day before you get in your car and leave to go somewhere, you need to put the connector back on the
Yeah,
battery.
like when I get to work, I take it off.
Jesus.
And then when I go get in to go home, I put it back on.
How do people in the office know about these troubles?
I would imagine some people see me struggling like a big piece of shit.
In the parking lot, just every day.
It's bad when it's raining.
Hood up,
Tits out.
ass up, hood up.
What would be the drain?
I don't know. And so it doesn't always happen. So I can roll the dice and leave it connected for a couple days, and maybe it won't happen. But I say that to say this. It hasn't been a problem in a while that there's been a drain. But in disconnecting it and reconnecting it, I got to the point where I was tired of unscrewing it.
Sure.
So I just tightened it to the point where I could jam it down in there if I hit it real hard. So that has stripped a lot of the metal away from the connector. So I think now I can't connect it tight enough for it to get a good, so I may just need to replace the cable. So I might have to do that this afternoon when Wes gets home. I can jump her. I can jump my car.
What do you think, Caleb?
I think there's some issues that need to be addressed.
Oh, so Caleb had to come get me and bring me here is what I'm saying.
That's right. We're recording right now an hour later than intended. Did you consider my idea of how do we make, as a part of our Patreon booty box experience, make Ryan's van, which is, in my opinion, kind of the fourth member of the Autopod Decepticast, how do we represent this thing? Can we buy a Hot Wheel and then stank it up, or you'll never get that 3D printer working, so forget about that. Maybe
I've been working. I haven't, but
I've been thinking about working.
Yeah, I need to fly in Alpha Magnus.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been trying to help me, but unfortunately, I'm very I'm not a good person to talk to about things.
Maybe Haley at All Hail Megatron. I don't know if they go by those monikers anymore.
I like the idea of getting some nice shots of the van, maybe putting a calendar together.
Ooh, well, we've got 1 month taken care of from our photo shoot.
It's true.
Yeah.
Haley has actual good equipment. She has expensive printers, and she told me specifically she got expensive ones so she didn't have to fuck with it like I have to.
Right, like you literally had to print a part to make it work well, or would have to print a part if
I could get it to
even do that. So
go to Patreon.
Your 3D printer is about the quality of your van, it sounds like.
No, his van is nowhere near the quality of that 3D printer.
I don't think.
The printer's fine. It's the operator that's the issue.
Kind of like the
The
van.
impatient, incompetent piece of shit using it.
Yeah,
I
but
just-
you've
I
got a
just-
lot of patience for that van, though.
I just marvel that you go to a lot of the trouble that you put in day in day out with the van. You could put into like getting it fixed maybe, but you want to avoid interacting or something. And
That's part of it. More of it is financial.
yeah, but
Like you're just throwing
Jesus.
money into a hole.
Yeah.
I just hate cars. I don't. If I can prevent myself from spending any money on a car, I will.
Yeah, but the flip side of that, then you end up spending a lot more time reconnecting, disconnecting.
It's like 30 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah, Dad.
Let's get into, we should drink our sorrows away.
Sure.
Let's
All
get
right.
peppermint schnockered.
Well, and this is our episode that airs closest to St. Patrick's Day.
Okay.
So I decided to do a drink in that vein.
Oh, wow.
It's this is the Gears Shamrock Special, which is on page 122 of Jigger Beaker and Glass, which coincidentally is this episode as well.
Whoa.
I know. Synchronicity. In the book describing this cocktail, they tell this weird story of having to, quote, spring two American friends from the local native city Curatel jail in Americano, where they were incarcerated for slight offenses not necessary to mention. Which sounds like they committed some kind of horrible sex crime.
Yeah, probably.
Like they assaulted a woman or something.
But it's all fun and games.
Yeah, boys will be boys. Ugh. So, they also said, in celebration of St. Patrick's Day, this resulted in the following brainchild, which is 1 jigger of dry gin, the juice of 1 lime, 2 teaspoons creme de menthe, a half a teaspoon simple syrup, and 1 egg white, mixed with shave ice and frappe diligently. I just put it in a blender, which they call a mixerator or something in there. It's... I added some green food coloring just to punch it up a little bit.
Is
too.
this our third egg white delight?
Egg whites show up in a lot to make it frothy.
Yeah. All right, well, let's
Cheers,
cheers. All right.
Again, beautiful presentation, Ryan.
Looks green. Looks great. Screen. Apple drink.
Whoa. That is weird.
Overwhelming.
Whoa, wee.
Is that the creme de menthe that is punching me in the face?
We all
or
tried it
what
out of
kind
the
of
straw.
herbs did you say you put in there?
There are no herbs. It's just gin, lime, creme de menthe, simple syrup, and egg white.
Gin is a very herbal spirit, and creme de menthe is potent. I think that combination is...
The egg versus
weird.
the mint is weird. I'm going to drink all of it, though, because will drink anything that's free. It's good. It's refreshing in a weird way.
Looks better than it tastes.
I think this could be tweaked to be good.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time.
Yeah.
We're not mad at you.
Well, you could be a little mad.
We're mad at Jigger Beaker and Glass.
Well, if this is related to their story, what we're missing here is like a healthy bribe to the local magistrate.
Exactly. Yeah. I guess it does say they broke them out, but I'm assuming that they broke them out through economic trickery.
Yes.
Well, great job, great presentation. Better luck next week.
And in the picture you'll see of thank you, I just got that dig. In the picture that you see of this drink is Caleb's birthday present.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm opening this. I
Yeah.
got a birthday present.
This is the closest to your birthday we'll be recording.
That's true.
So
Because so in 2 weeks on my birthday, since
we're recording this on the 15th
right. So
of February.
of February.
on my birthday, which is February 27th, I will be flying to Port Canaveral because I'm going on a Disney cruise.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Yeah.
Those cruises have been doing really well lately with the coronavirus, everybody being quarantined.
Yeah, I'm not going on
Not that
I'm not
Disney-
going on one of those.
Right.
That you know of.
Now, a caveat about this gift. I bought this at the same time I got your Christmas gift, so I don't even remember what's in it.
I thought you said I wasn't going to get a Christmas.
It's small. It's very small.
Oh, good.
I know that I know that, but I don't remember what it is.
Interesting. It could be anything, huh? All right. Thank you, Aaron, for the knife.
Mm-hmm. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. So we've got Star Trek: The Next Generation number 31. Riker, trapped alone, doomed.
Comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comic book, and then we've got G.I. Joe, number 22, which looks like a real good one. We got Destro playing with G.I. Joe characters.
I got it specifically just because there's Destro on the cover, and
Yeah,
you
it's really
seem to be
nice.
into him.
Oh wow, we have a
I can't remember.
we have a Wesley Crusher action figure.
I don't remember getting that at
You have a Wesley Crusher action figure here. That's really funny because Wesley Crusher is probably one of my least favorite characters.
He's
on
divisive
that show.
among the people.
I really
accused of being a Mary Sue.
I really I was not a big fan. I like his in real life.
Sure.
His presence. Yeah, I was not a fan of his character.
His
What is-
character gets better as
What
it
is
goes.
a Mary Sue?
A Mary Sue is basically Wesley Crusher is kind of a stand-in for Gene Roddenberry.
It's the writers. It's the writer experiencing.
Gotcha.
because he's
world.
like every time he's in an episode, he saves the entire Enterprise, and he's the smartest person that's ever been, and nobody gives him credit.
Would you say he's the Spike of Star Trek?
No,
is
I
Spike
don't-
a Mary Sue?
If
Spike doesn't really do much.
What about Chip?
Chip would be more of a Mary Sue if the writer of the episode was trying to infuse his personality into Chip. Chip would be the Mary Sue if
Is Daniel the Mary Sue of the movie?
I don't think there's
I
any
don't,
Mary Sue.
I don't think there is anything in Transformers because, like, here's the definition, kind of like quick and down and dirty. It's a fictional character who is so competent or perfect it appears absurd even in the context of the fiction, and is often the author's self-insertion or wish fulfillment.
Oh, interesting. Well, I do know Wesley was.
Optimus Prime, if anybody, is kind of a Mary Sue.
But he's not perfect. He makes mistakes.
Yeah.
He does
As we
trust
see
Megatron.
as we see in some
I like
upcoming
how
episodes.
I do like how Picard had told Wesley to shut up in the episode.
Yeah.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley.
Yeah, it was really good.
Y'all watching that Picard?
I haven't seen it
I
yet,
haven't. I don't
but I
know.
want to.
All right.
I
Well,
haven't either.
Then let's not talk about it anymore. And this seems like about as good a time as any to cut in from the future. This is a special shout out to our friend Ernie, aka Skeeter112375 on Twitter, who gave us a special little gift after hearing some of our conversation around Star Trek. Ryan, what do we get?
Well, he very sweetly sent us a $25 gift for CBS All Access because I had mentioned that I want to watch Star Trek Picard, but I just hadn't pulled the trigger on getting CBS, and so he sent that to us. It was very nice, and I want to give him a special thank you for that. I DM'd him on Twitter, but we wanted to do it publicly.
The public shout out is worth really twice as much as the private message.
That's right. Yeah.
Caleb, Are you going to share passwords with Ryan on this? Is this going to be an illegal situation?
Absolutely. Of course. I have not started watching yet. I'm very excited about it. Star Trek Next Generation was one of my favorite shows as a adolescent.
I did actually last weekend pull it up and open up the gift and access CBS All Access. So I guess I'll probably have to share whatever I don't remember logging in with to you, Caleb. But because I was a little drunk and I did watch the first episode, but I don't remember anything else because it was like 2:30 in the morning.
Personally, I really would like to watch it with Ryan, and so maybe we can get together and watch it. And cry together and laugh together. I think that would be excellent.
I remember really, just emotionally, I really with it. It does feel very different than any other Star Trek, but the next is my favorite one. So getting to revisit them at the Twin Life is great, and I'm excited to power through these.
When you came to your senses, were you naked or anything unusual?
It's not unusual to be naked.
It's true. I should say you usually do come to your senses naked. So
I was laying in the living room next to my girlfriend, and I woke up at like 5 in the morning, and I think that it was playing more episodes, and I was just like, I turn it off. So I just shut my TV off and went back to sleep.
For the listener, Ryan has a situation in his house sometimes, and I assume this is what's happening now, where he just puts a mattress in the living room, and they live and sleep in the living room.
That's right. Yeah, we want to get a fold-out couch, like a sleeper couch in the living room. For now, like in the evenings and weekends, we'd have a little like a queen mattress we just flop down and so we lay on it and watch TV.
Is it the one? Is it the one you drag that one out of the van, or is that a different one?
Totally separate mattress, different mattress.
Everywhere Ryan is, he has to have a mattress
on the floor.
I got mattresses coming out of my ass.
Here's my favorite part. Ryan has a really big house, but he only needs the one room because it's connected to the kitchen. You could bust down all the rest of the house as long as you have that room. He's golden.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, I do own the house, so I will just bust down all the other rooms, and then the roof collapses because some of that must be load bearing.
Well, Ernie, thank you again for the special gift. That was really sweet of you. I guess I have to start watching Star Trek now and Picard. And if it's $5 per month, so I've got to watch all of Next Generation and then all of Picard in 5 months.
Well, first of all, Next Gen is on Netflix, but
yeah.
But I need to watch that first, so I've got to power through it. Is the point? I
mean, you could do like me, like not really watch anything and then just come into it blindly.
That's true.
You'd be fine.
You tell me if I need to know all the Next Gen deep cuts before going into this.
I want you to come in blind and we can just make up stuff when you ask us questions.
Be like, why is Reading Rainbow Guy in this?
So much, Ernie. We appreciate it. It means a lot to Caleb and me, and Aaron is also around.
Yes, he is. Yeah, Ernie, it was an awesome gift and an awesome thought, and thanks for being such a long-time listener of us, because that's incredible. That's remarkable.
All right, thanks everybody. Bye. Back to the show.
Let me tell my incompetent story.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
So, I was lifting weights at the gym, as I do from time to time,
mm-hmm.
and I had these dumbbells, and I was doing flies. Okay, but I was standing flies, you're like have a dumbbell in each hand, and you're raising your arms up to your sides like you're flapping your wings.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, for the people that don't,
getting them shoulders, getting them delts, hitting them hard,
then
isolation,
moving them down like this. And as I brought them down together in my crotch area, I smashed the head of my dick in between the dumbbells. Just pinched the end of it.
Oh God!
No, I didn't. I just enough not to cripple me, but enough for it to hurt real bad. But I'm doing it in front of this big mirror, and there's a bunch of other people around. So I'm like, I don't want people to realize what's happened, so I just keep going.
Power through.
So I powered through the set. Yeah. Smashed.
Did it bruise?
It put a little red mark on it.
I like the idea of you just yelling, "My dick!"
I crushed my wiener.
or I want people to think that I did that on purpose, so I just keep doing it again and again as part of my exercise.
Until your crotch just starts bleeding.
Have you guys seen those videos of people using gym equipment in bizarre ways?
Yes, it's
I
really
love
funny.
those compilations. They're so funny.
I haven't
They're using
seen.
them so wrong.
I'll need to check this out.
Yeah, you definitely do. Like, just Google it.
It's
You'll
not
find
like
some...
Juji Mufu type stuff, right?
I think Juji has done. I've seen Juji
It's like that,
do
but
stuff.
not necessarily to be funny.
Yeah, there's some stuff where people aren't doing it intentionally to be funny. They're
I
just
see.
doing it
It's just
wrong.
okay. And somebody at the gym, instead of helping them, is videotaping
Yes.
a potential future injury.
Yeah, or imminent. Yeah.
People are great. Speaking of great people,
Yes,
how about them Patreons?
We love
they're
them.
great.
We're working on them booty boxes.
Yes, we are.
For those pledging $5 or more.
Maybe I'll cut out a piece of carpet from the van and include it.
Yeah,
There's
we
a-
need some kind
here's
of van inclusion.
Here's something disgusting you can throw away.
How about
Yeah.
the mattress? Can you cut out
I
pieces
do
of
still have
mattress?
that mattress.
There is some art being put together. I do have a system for doing a T-shirt. Our T-shirts are like, I have found a vendor that I think it's probably a direct-to-garment printer that will print on demand. It's expensive, but it's not too expensive.
Hey, nothing's too good for our patrons.
That's right. We love you. For those who would like to support us, you can at patreon.com/APODDcast and be eligible for all these sweet booty benefits.
I think I have an idea for a print that I'm going to include in there.
Me too.
Okay, good.
Good.
Great.
And I have been working on the thank you card.
By the time this comes out, we might be getting ready to send them. This will be like 6 weeks from now.
We'll see. We'll see. We got to see some art first.
Yep.
But it's in progress, I promise. We say that all the time. Every time we have something we're giving away, it's weeks and weeks of we're working on it.
Yeah, but we did
But we
say,
deliver.
We
did
do deliver,
It's
and
true.
it is high quality.
And we did say 6 months, and that won't be until like late April. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're fine.
Oh, let's slow your roll, patrons.
Yeah.
Leave
we
us
start-
alone for a little bit.
We started in September.
I say that as if anybody has been like, hey, where's my shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's been nothing but nice. So
Watch that patron roll down to 0 after this episode gets published. Shout out to friend of the show, cosplay customizer extraordinaire Alpha Magnus, who put a little Twitter mystery out there to solve, and maybe it's just me. See, he brought us to go ahead.
I responded to his DM because I had no idea what that was going on there.
No, I didn't either.
Okay,
I didn't get
no,
it.
that answers my question. I was going to ask if you knew what he was talking
Everyone
about at all.
else seemed to get a really a good kick out of it, but I didn't
So he
know
brought
what
us to the attention there. So I don't know if a lot of people know this, but the actual Shockwave is on Twitter. He goes by the handle of Shockmasterwave currently at One Lonely Con, and he just expresses a lot of sort of sadness about being lonely and general the depressive nature of his life. Well, he put a post out there that said #new profile pic, and it is indeed his profile pic, and it is the classic image of him. Of Shockwave holding himself
As in pistol form.
in pistol mode. It is over his head is like, it looks like a stormtrooper, but a lot of noise. I thought it looked
it's
like
a glittery-
if
it's
bees, like if a swarm of bees was on a stormtrooper helmet.
looks to me like a stormtrooper helmet that's covered in glitter.
It could, yes, that as well. So a lot of people on that Twitter post knew exactly, they got it. They got the reference. None of us got the reference. So Alpha Magnus followed up with us and asked if we ever understood the reference. I said no. I've been too embarrassed to ask you about it since all these people seem to know. And he said to YouTube the unforgettable debut of the Shockmaster and play it live. So that's what I've done.
We're gonna do it.
Oh.
And that's what we're going to do.
Oh.
All right,
And
so
we'll
here we-
see if this is any good. 1.3 million views.
The secret partner is gonna be.
All I have to say is our partner is going to shock the world because he is none other than the Shockmaster! All right. The Shockmaster! Oh, God.
That's a terrible entrance.
Through the wall came a girthy man stumbling through, wearing a diamond encrusted
Looks like
stormtrooper.
a disco ball stormtrooper mask.
I don't give a damn who you are. You're gonna have us. You're gonna have Van Vader, and we're gonna be breathing through your neck.
So you're the man that rules the world.
That's the
They call
Shockmaster.
me the Shockmaster. You've ruled the world long enough, Sid Vicious.
This is
Get
not
ready.
intimidating.
Come on, you want a piece of me?
Nothing about
You
wrestling is
want a piece of
intimidating.
me? Come and get me. Come after me, Sid.
Sure, I
I'm
can't
ready.
see.
Along with Davy Boy, Sting, and Dusty Rhodes, we'll see you at the Fall Brawl at the War Games. Until then,
This is good quality.
I'm going to cut that down a bit because that is the part where, they're all screaming at each other is incomprehensible even when you watch the video.
For a while, I got into watching like wrestling clips of just botched moves, botched performances. That's definitely a botch.
Yeah,
move
he came
right
through
there.
that wall and the helmet fell off. And he rapidly, in a panic, slipped it back over his big ass head.
It was,
Do you think that the cutting happened as to not obscure or as to keep his real identity obscured? I mean, now we're gonna have to dive down this Shockmaster hole,
It's all
figure out if it's Nick Foley or something
No,
like
it's
that.
not- that wasn't
Mick
Fo-
or Nick?
That wasn't Mick Foley.
Mick.
Mick
no.
Foley.
Mick.
Okay,
So,
he was
no.
in that movie, the Shia LaBeouf movie with the wrestling kid, and that was a good movie.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Never mind, and also Jake the Snake was in it.
Mick Foley loves Christmas.
The banana. Damn it! I saw it in the theater.
Well, thank you very much, One Lonely Con, for sharing that with us. And
I have retweeted. I am not
can't
sure
see-
if we're better or
cannot
worse
see that.
for this.
Yeah, probably worse. But
The peanut
You're
butter,
a little low.
The peanut butter
Oh, shit,
Falcon
I'm right
was
up
the
in it.
movie that I was talking about, which is
Never
a
heard of
movie
it.
about a kid. He has Down syndrome. He runs away from the caretaking facility, runs into Shia LaBeouf, and he really wants to wrestle a few old school
Your
superstar
situation can
wrestlers. are in
only
it.
get worse when you run into Shia LaBeouf.
It's a good movie. Shia cares. Speaking of movies, I saw Parasite last night. Holy shit, that was a great movie.
I've seen
I've
it.
been wanting
I mean,
to
of
see
course
that.
it was.
I've
But
seen it.
yeah.
I got irritated because I ran across like somebody. Well, it was somebody who tweeted like English speakers can't read, and it was just a bunch of 1-star Amazon reviews because people were mad that they bought a film where it was some subtitles for Parasite, and I'm like, you morons.
You know, I watch a lot of shows in subtitles anymore.
I watch everything in subtitles.
Yeah.
But I also like if you're gonna watch a movie that is not in English, you got to be prepared to.
It's
you're gonna
obviously
have to
a
not do
foreign
anything
film.
else. Yeah. But these people are morons.
Yeah, they are.
I
There's a lot of
watched
morons.
Letterkenny with subtitles.
I do.
They talk too fast for me.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
They're too witty.
What did I saw the Sonic movie last night.
Subtitles.
Yeah.
Did you ask the guy up in the booth? Could you turn on the closed captioning?
It was just somebody whispering the line to him after every
I
time it
love
was delivered.
I love. I love it.
He said, "Chill out, dude."
It was better than I thought it was going to be.
It got better reviews than it
Yeah,
expected.
it's not bad. It's a well-rounded kids movie.
Okay.
You know,
There you go.
in retrospect on this cocktail, I think the problem may be that the creme de menthe I used, I've had for about 20 years.
Can creme de menthe get rancid?
I tasted it before I made this, like whenever I was putting this together, and it did taste weird. And the taste that was weird about it is what I'm getting.
Are we all gonna get sick?
No, it's alcohol. It's sterile, but it's like I think it just like absorbed a strange flavor.
Can alcohol oxidize?
I don't think so.
You can evaporate.
Yeah.
Do you know if you leave hydrogen peroxide out for too long, it evaporates into water?
How about that?
Because hydrogen peroxide is H2O2.
All right, we can move on. We can move right on to last episode's recap. Spike Soul was supplanted from his structural sack and stored in a steel skeleton inspired by Shelley. This modern Prometheus was misled into implementing Megatron's mandate. But Spike flip-flopped to fight for the force of family and friendship. Spike's being was rebreathed back into his aboriginal bag of bones. So let's get into episode 18.
Aboriginal.
Aboriginal just means original.
Probably just should have used original, but I don't want to give you notes.
No, because the B sound.
Gotcha.
I was going for the B sound there.
That was great.
Changing gears. October 1st, 1985. Let's get into this.
I liked this episode
Immediately. I like our next two a lot.
Ugh. I got some stuff to say about the one after this one.
We open up. There's some miners. They've struck gold, and they are
Holy shit! That's a fuck lot of gold.
they are mighty,
I'd be happy
mighty
too.
happy about it. The celebration doesn't last long because the Decepticons fly in the form of Soundwave and the sneakers.
Soundwave and the sneakers are here, y'all. I did some down and dirty calculations on that gold.
I did too. Let's see how they
okay.
match up.
Well, so you don't. I had to fudge it a little bit because you don't just pull out rocks of gold from a mine. It's gold. It's a gold ore that's in other rocks.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that would be a fat vein right there. A main vein.
Fat Vein is my nickname.
You took my thing.
I drink your milkshake. So those gold bars you see in the movies are 27.4 pounds, 12.4 kilograms each, and those are worth $500,000. So I'm sure this card isn't pure gold, despite what the color leads us to believe. But in just guessing, it's got to be worth at least $1 million.
Okay. You think in that card?
Just assuming like most of that is rock and not gold.
Okay.
Oh, well, I was thinking, what if
All of that was gold?
By looking at the illustration, it's just raw
chunks of gold.
So
Pure
Aaron,
gold.
did you calculate off
Yes.
of that?
Oh,
I
good,
did
good,
that
good,
one.
good.
Okay, so a little bit more background. The World Gold Council estimates that all the gold ever mined totals 190,000 metric tons, and a metric ton has a value of $40 million. If it were all melted into a single cube, this would result in a cube that's around 21 meters on each side, or for our American friends, 76 feet on each
big.
side.
Yeah, but that's actually less than I would think that's ever been mined.
Yeah, they say an Olympic-sized swimming pool that it would fill. The value of that is $7.5 trillion. So assuming this is a full cart of gold, and I'm just napkin mathing that cart is about 3 by 3 by 3.
Okay.
I'm not factoring in the space between the rocks.
Sure.
There's about 27 cubic feet of gold in there. These guys have in their possession 0.006% of all the world's gold in that
That's
cart.
fairly significant.
And there's a value of $430.5 billion.
$1 billion.
So their life is going to be really good from here on out.
Except the Decepticons explode it.
Well, and one other thing. These guys are just grunts. Like, whose land are they mining on?
I think I put
Who
that
owns the mining company? It's their gold. I mean, sure, these guys will pocket a few.
Oh, I would.
A few million of it. Why not? But still, like that's probably somebody else's gold.
Yeah, I did put in here. This is a really lucky trio ? Of miners.
Yeah. I do like the one guy. I'll again love the hard hats. The different characters.
The Union guys.
Yeah, these are like minor hard hats. You got tank top there, and then you got.
I believe they're all in tank tops.
No, one of them's got a shirt just with his
the
chest
one
exposed.
Starscream is now shooting at a guy
Yeah.
running back into the
I
mine
like
who is
him.
definitely murdered.
He's ripped. He
comes crawling out.
I know
over
he
the
does,
thing
but
later.
But I like how he's working. He's got his chest all out.
Tits out.
Yeah.
As we were saying here, the sneakers and Soundwave fly in and attack. Laserbeak and Ravage are released to kidnap two of the miners.
It's a very strange pose Soundwave adopts to eject not Laserbeak, but Ravage.
Oh, maybe I missed.
We'll see it in a second here
Okay.
because he ejects Laserbeak first.
Laserbeak-
and then here we go, right there.
Laserbeak grabs tank.
Oh, I
tank
love
top.
it. Actually, I really like that pose. Of
So to describe what
Soundwave's.
Soundwave just did to eject Ravage, he doesn't touch his cassette eject button. He raises his arms like in the touchdown move,
Yeah.
and then pumps both fists down like, and a Ravage pops out
Yeah.
of his
I do
chest.
like
It's pretty
that.
cool.
I think it could have been animated a little more energetically and dynamically, but I like the pose.
I wish he would have done that and then thrust his hips.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
forward.
I am down for that 100%. Starscream is about to obliterate the final human. Oh, by the way, Laserbeak and Ravage
Six-pack.
kidnap two of the miners,
Right.
and Starscream is about to obliterate the final human, and Megatron steps up
Yeah.
and
Ravage is
Yeah,
attacking
he's-
six pack, drags him up to the other Decepticons.
Yeah, and then Megatron's line is, well, he stops Starscream, backhands him, and says,
He must be permitted to call for help. It is my plan. Somebody, anybody.
That is Starscream's first bitch slap of this episode.
yeah, there's it's just recycled animation that they do the second one. But
Is
we'll
it?
Yeah,
Recycled from this?
It's just flipped.
Caleb, you described one of the guys as six-pack, and
tank
one of them
top.
as tank top. Well, how would you describe the third that they let get away?
Mr. Doe.
Mario.
Beautiful. Megatron wants this human to contact help. It's all part of his plan. So the human gets on a radio and reaches out to whom we don't know.
Yeah, not to get too far ahead, but this plan is a convoluted-ass plan.
Yeah.
Well, they just destroyed a half of $1 trillion worth of
No,
gold
it was like, yeah.
that they could have
about
used,
a $500 billion.
that they could have used to do whatever they wanted.
Yeah, they could have. They wouldn't need slaves. They could pay them.
No, they could just do whatever they want.
They could pay a living wage to the people building whatever they needed built with insurance bennies.
Yeah, they just totally shot.
You got
themselves
dental?
with it.
I'm signing up for the cons.
I'd work for the Decepticons for a fair wage.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I'd work for the Autobots or not. That the shit doesn't seem
It's
secure.
a weird organization. We don't know how they make money.
I don't think they make money.
No,
It
they
looks like
don't.
they lose money.
Alert! Autobots assemble. The bros run to a team meeting past Gears, who is just kind of moseying along. Bumblebee does a little flip over his
Very
head.
extra of Bumblebee to do.
Which, yeah, honestly, that would piss me off as well. This Gears fella seems like a bit of a grump. I thought this was the first appearance of Gears. Turns out it is not.
I think it may be just his first speaking appearance.
He did say, I believe, in one of the More Than Meets the Eyes when they were doing an Autobot roll call.
Oh.
He said to Bumblebee, "You're late, Bumblebee."
Oh, that's right. We did a GIF about it.
I'd be a little grumpy too if I had a head like that. He can't turn. He doesn't have a neck.
Mm-mm.
He
Well,
just
also-
has to like. He just has to. He can't see. His head's weird.
Well, and then, yeah, Ironhide runs past him, says, "Action first, Gears. Maintenance later." Because Gears is complaining about he needs maintenance. And then Gears says,
That's easy for you to say. Your pulleys don't squeak.
and I'm like, he has pulleys? What kind of janky-ass
Yeah.
engineering has created Gears where there are pulleys inside there?
Yeah, that does feel very steampunk. I just pulled out. This is the Bad Cube Grump is the name of this homage to
think-
Gears.
do you
It's
think
the only
Gears-
real good third-party
Does-
masterpiece Gears that exists.
Does Gears have a short guy complex?
No, he's just a dick.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to think if I know anybody like that in
Yeah, I
real
don't know.
life.
What have I heard of someone that's Gear that
Just kind of grumpy. And
pulleys squeak?
Man,
Yeah.
fuck you guys. I gotta go. I'm
How
gonna
you-
go work on my van.
You gonna walk home?
The pulleys in my van are broken.
Come on. What is it? What's his face say? What now?
Action first, maintenance later.
Yeah, Ryan. Action first, maintenance later.
I always thought your van was kind of a Flintstone style foot from underneath.
It's gonna get there.
It's on its way.
Prime lets the team know about the mine camp hijacking. It's time to go save the day.
Yeah,
Roll out.
do it.
Quite a squad of them.
We see this recycled again later too. This one has a lot of recycled animation.
It's fine. Doesn't matter.
But the animation's good.
Yeah.
Like, it looks good.
I'd
which
reuse
is
it.
what makes it so unfortunate when we get to episode 123.
Gooey.
I don't like to harp on all the animation errors,
Mm-hmm.
but there is a yellow cliff jumper here.
Yeah,
Right
this
behind
one has a
Optimus
lot of
Prime.
animation errors, actually.
Just wait till we get to next week.
I know it's great.
City of Steel.
can't wait.
I think
It's
City of Steel might be my favorite
Yeah,
episode
let's hurry
so
up,
far.
burn.
Jesus Christ.
Let's hurry up and burn
let's get
through
through
this.
this.
Yeah, let's burn through this
Oh,
fast.
God.
Fuck Gears.
Yeah.
The Autobots arrive at the camp atop a rocky hill. Prime urges stealth. Starscream threatens to murder the captive humans, which is when the Autobots take action. Prime fires, and the rest of the gang rush down to the valley to fight. Lasers galore. I love the shh finger that Prime gives
Yeah.
at this point.
Everybody?
And they're like, okay.
Ironhide gives an okay sign. I will say right there, we're at about 341. Gears slides down on
Yeah.
like his butt
Yeah.
down the mountain.
Yeah, I didn't notice that before. Nice move. Whee! There he is. What's happening?
The Autobots regroup at the bottom of the hill. Prime demands that Megatron give up. They've lost. Which, by the way, I don't know what gives the Autobots cause to think that they've won at this point. But Megatron has a different opinion. He flips backward into gun mode, which Soundwave fires at the human cage.
And the humans escape. And then the Autobots are like, don't shoot. The humans are in the way. And they're clearly not in the way.
No, they're not at all.
Prime, he halts the fire while the humans seek shelter, which he wasn't halting.
They certainly
humans
didn't
were in just as much danger a minute ago when they were blasting away
They didn't care about
blindly.
it earlier. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. Autobots are morons.
Megatron sees this care for humankind as a major weakness. He flips back
Where
into
did
robot
he
mode.
pull that gun from?
Yeah.
He's got a gun and his arm cannon.
Yeah, Megatron pulls a pistol from behind his... Why he pulls a pistol, I do not understand.
He did not need to do that.
But it appears...
Unless it's because that pistol... this part's very unclear because he fires upon some boulders.
Oh, it has a
and
special power.
Does it have a special power to quote, energize the boulders?
Yeah,
which I
think
don't
that's
understand that. It just seems like maybe he caused a landslide.
Well, they do pinball around.
They
Yeah,
do.
that's very specific directions.
Yeah,
from those
like you
boulders.
said, Aaron. Ironhide says he energized the boulders or something like that.
Yep.
Either way,
That's
it's
what happened.
It's a dumb ability.
Yep.
I've got my boulder energizer ray. That gun, however, the design of it is based on a real thing. I've got a
Really?
I'm trying to make it
Really?
bigger. There's a picture. Megatron. I don't know what this is. It's like a Megatron plus Optimus Prime in toy mode. But the toy Megatron did come with a gun, and if we were to go back and look at the design of the gun that he pulled out, we would see this kind of
Interesting.
three-pronged thing.
Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that. Okay.
So
that's what
it's
that
definitely
is.
an homage to the gun that came with his toy. But I don't know if they ever have used it before or since.
I don't remember that, and I don't remember seeing it ever again. So
And I don't remember the tech spec saying Megatron's boulder
energizing
powers.
Yeah, it's just it's very strange.
Those boulders fuck up the Autobots, and I guess some of them kind of crush them and pin them to the ground, keeping them from moving around. He flips back into gun mode. Soundwave fires Megatron at the ground around Gears, creating a pit that Gears then falls into.
And we finally have someone other than Bumblebee falling in a pit.
Megatron and Starscream appear over top. Starscream threatens to melt Gears into a puddle of metal, but apparently, at one slap later,
It's not
he's
even
not up on the
flipped.
plan
It
because
literally is the same
Megatron
thing.
is going to use Gears to somehow bring the Decepticons to, quote, final victory. Does Megatron just not brief anybody?
I had that note too.
No.
Megatron, I wrote down, is a very frustrating boss. I had a supervisor like this where he clearly never tells Starscream the plan and then gets pissed off when Starscream takes any initiative that deviates from the secret plan.
Yeah. He actually revels in it. He can't wait to bitch slap Starscream because Starscream doesn't know.
Yeah, it's terrible. I had a super. Anyway, it doesn't
Care to
matter.
name drop?
No, but we went to Silver Dollar.
No, it's a female.
Silver Dollar City as part of a team celebration or whatever, and I went off on my own because I don't like people. And so she at one point texted me asking me to join one of the groups, and I did. And then when we got back to the office the next day, she wrote me up for not being for not being part of the team the whole day. And I'm like, once you told me the information, I went ahead and did it. You did not give me instructions that we couldn't do stuff on our own.
How can you get written up for a
Well, she's no longer with the company.
thing like that? Okay.
Canned, or did she move on in life?
She works at
I hope she didn't.
She works at Silver Dollar City now.
She keeps the groups together.
Yes.
Terrible what she did to me.
Yeah, you are oppressed. So the Autobots at this point try to get out from under the boulders. Skywarp grabs Gears and the Decepticons depart. We transition to a deep forest.
The solar fucking needle, bitch.
And from a clearing, we see a tall, pointy, purple
Yeah.
structure reaching towards the
Badass.
sky. Megatron reveals the name of this phallic tower as...
The solar needle. Sorry,
Yeah, you
I
spoiled it.
Spoiled it. I
dare
do
you.
like the design of this thing. I was kind of surprised they didn't have. I guess there are a lot of characters in here already, but the Constructicons involved in building this at all. But
Yeah, missed opportunity.
they're in the next one.
I think We've been doing this in order of production.
Correct.
So in that case, the Constructicons had been animated.
Yeah, because they were at the final episode of season 1. Heavy Metal War.
Right. You're right. Right.
And so, yes,
Yeah.
for the listener, we did the first season was aired in the order it was produced. Second season,
For the most part.
that's true.
A Plague
But
of Insecticons
also-
was aired after Heavy Metal
That's
War.
true. You're right. I'm sorry, but on Tubi TV, they're in the same order, and we discovered in going through this that Tubi TV does not have season 2 in the production order, but the TF Wiki does. So we're sticking with the production order, which is why Autobot Spike, thankfully, was both the first produced and the first aired. So we got lucky there, and then
Then it's just Crazy Town after that.
yeah,
Apparently.
yeah. The next episode that aired is the Immobilizer, but the next episode produced is this one, Changing Gears.
Right. I prefer doing it in production
I do
because
too.
I think any story threads that are connected will be reflected better.
Yes, production order is chronological order in the story.
Right. Not that there's much chronological
It's
storytelling
a lot
that
of
we need
one-offs.
to be threaded together. So Megatron reveals his plan. Here's the gig. Somehow, he has secretly scanned all the Autobots and discovered that only Gears has the circuit needed to complete this needle and make it work, the solar needle.
Yeah, alone among the Cybertronians, Gears has the MacGuffin necessary for this device.
It's an 8-track.
Right.
It is a cassette. It's very clearly a cassette later in the episode. I mention it later.
Again, going back to Starscream getting ready to melt him in a pit. All this work has been done to construct this thing. Starscream had to have known about that, had to have seen it,
But
had to have played a part in it, but not known this one
Crucial
piece.
component. And maybe that is Megatron's thing where it's like Psychopath, where they keep the crucial bit of information to themselves so that, they're the only ones who know all the moving parts. Like where H.H. Holmes, he used to hire construction workers to produce a component of his murder castle, but then fire them and have all new people come in to do it as a separate part, so nobody knew the whole sitch.
Well, Megatron must have shared the plan with Soundwave, though, because otherwise Soundwave would just would have shot Gears to death. Instead, he shot a pit underneath him.
Yeah, but Soundwave has no aspirations for usurping the throne.
That's true. Oh, my God. Starscream null rays Gears at this point. I love it when they bring up the null ray.
It comes up more often than I remember.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the null ray basically stops his electricity and freezes Gears while Megatron removes his mixtape.
Mm-hmm. And he takes that love mix and puts it in the Space Needle.
Mm-hmm.
The removal of the chip has the curious side effect of altering Gears' personality. Gears' personality to be genial.
Yeah, he's
how about that?
To a fault.
Mm-hmm. Megatron flips on the solar needle, and before you can say 8 minutes and 20 seconds, the sun's energy is being siphoned and brought to Megatron. Pisa, Paris, New York, tourist attractions worldwide are shaking in their boots.
I don't understand how this could cause earthquakes on Earth.
Well, I mean,
if anybody can explain it, it's you, Ryan.
That's where you're like, all of this is incredulous.
You keep saying that, but
No, I don't always keep saying that. I haven't said it in a long time.
But you have said it many times. Well, I kind of let the whole, like you alluded to, Aaron, it takes 8 minutes for light to reach the sun and back, so it would have been a 16-minute round trip for that beam.
They're trying to show that it's disrupting the Earth. It's threatening the planet. So the best way for them to do that is for it to shake around a bit.
This doesn't make any sense.
I know that.
I mean, if they just flipped to shots of people having a good time in New York, Paris.
Yeah.
Well, here's a different
Pisa.
way of doing it. Everybody can see what's happening to the sun.
That's true. That would be freaky to see.
Unless you're on the other side of the planet.
Which
Which
they
all
are.
of those landmarks are on different
so
parts
they have
of the
to
planet.
shake the planet so that they know something's wrong.
I don't know why you're dying on this hill with the earthquakes.
I'm not dying. I'm thriving.
Well, Aaron, you brought up,
What a
or
blossom.
Caleb, you said on the other side of the Earth, which where they are in Africa literally is. So the sun wouldn't be up in both places because it is almost exactly 12 hours apart.
You might be getting a little morning sun in Paris.
No, the solar needle's in Africa.
Right.
The Autobots are in Oregon.
Right.
Those are almost exactly 12 time zones apart.
Well, we don't actually know where the Autobots are at this moment.
Aren't they at the Ark?
Well, they were wherever they were when Gears got kidnapped. wherever that gold rush was happening.
Presumably, okay, that's true.
But either way, I think we can presume they're in the United States based on the accents of the miners. So yes, the daytime nighttime thing is. I'm just saying.
I think the
in
miners,
Paris, and perhaps London, there could have both been shared daytime, and Italy, but not New York. I
only brought it up because Caleb was going so hard with it, but like the time zones at best are 8 time zones apart.
If they could have, to Caleb's point, you could have shown the crazy light energy from the Pisa and the Paris.
This
scenes,
wasn't where I was going. I'm just saying that
but not the New York
I'm
scene.
just saying that they make the earth shake on here because it's an easy way to illustrate that
That's
the earth
true.
is in distress.
Yeah, we're totally overthinking it, but
yes.
why not?
That's what we do.
That's fine. That's fine.
I do like the insect noises it makes, though.
Imitate it.
I'll just drop it in. I'll just put in the noise. But it is that universal, like, insectile noise that you see in movies.
The grounds are shaking all around Autobot headquarters, so maybe you're right. They are back at Autobot headquarters, by the way. And more boulders are
a lot
falling,
of boulder work,
which keeps the Autobots from being able to go out and find gears. Optimus Prime thinks Megatron is behind this.
Yeah, there's the Ark. They're at the Ark.
Yeah, you were right. I was still on your side for that.
I'm not attacking you. I'm attacking Caleb.
I would get like gold. Maybe they were in California. That's where the gold rush was happening.
California.
So we go to check in on the Decepticons. They continue to collect the sun's energy. Megatron is maniacally mirthful at this point. Gears cheerfully fills up Energon cubes at Starscream's command. Megatron mentions that it's likely that Prime is going to find them soon, and when they meet, Megatron will have a shocking surprise for him.
This method of inserting a single Energon cube into a cubby.
Horribly inefficient.
Yeah, it's going to take forever.
Yeah, it's not as big as this facility is. It is not a scale operation.
No, and especially since you're sucking what is literally the most powerful thing in the solar system.
Yeah. The bottleneck is not the sun. We're going back to this. At 8:08, we can see the energy being drained from the sun. We see the beam going up to it, and
to Central Africa.
Prime seeing it.
Sure.
So this, I mean, it's the same problems because you wouldn't see that if it was daytime out. But it is the scene that would give the why show an earthquake when you could show that.
I'm pretty sure that this you have to approach this scene from a flat Earth kind of mentality.
Oh God!
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that I can't even. That conspiracy and we didn't land on the moon will instantly send me into a rage. I can't even discuss it. But like
a rage.
Oh,
you don't know about everything the liberal media is hiding from us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moon landing was totally faked.
Yeah.
Just shut up. You can't do this to me. I will lose my mind. Who wrote this? Larry Parr. So maybe he's a flat earther.
Could be, or a zero sciencer, which is one and the same. Prime, he sees the beam in the sun, and that's what he uses to triangulate that Megatron is at the geographic center of Africa. Before that, Teletran 1 alerted the Autobots that the sun tapping is creating an instability that will cause the sun to explode in 2 hours.
Did Teletran 1 say that? Because I think Optimus just says it. He just seems to know the ray is making the sun unstable.
I think he said that Teletran 1 told him.
Teletran 1 has confirmed my
You're right.
fears.
You're right.
In your face.
Okay, you're right. I was confused by that because I thought that should have been like Wheeljack delivering that line. You know, but Optimus is the one who uses Teletran 1 the most.
sun will
So
explode in slightly less than 2 Earth hours. It's got to be that
There's that in
Decepticon Megatron.
Cicada sounds.
Yeah.
Yes, Megatron.
That's a good way to put it. It's a cicada sound.
cicadas are more like.
Usually there's a little bit of both of those noise. You got
It's true. That's like the
and then
back, like, and then on the end. Yeah. Great. Let's talk about. I love cicadas. Actually, that sound is very comforting to me. Like in childhood, I'm like, it's summer.
Yeah, same here.
When I was going through one of my tan phase, I would,
yeah.
I would lay out all the time in the backyard, and I would take naps a lot. I would just listen to music, take naps, and try and soak in them rays, baby. And I remember one time I woke up and a dead cicada was just on my chest. It freaked me out so much.
I actually remember you telling me this. The chickens really like the molted cicada skins.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm. They're a little treat.
little protein.
I mean, they're empty calories, but
Are they? No.
it's really thin. It's
No
just kind of
nutrient?
paper.
Okay.
I would say, like, let's remember, Prime said the sun's going to explode in less than 2 hours.
2 hours.
That's important.
Mm-hmm. And he says, let's get our ass to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And so we, the viewers, go back to Africa, also daytime. Decepticons continue to work, collecting Energon. The non-stop earthquakes concern Starscream, but all Megatron cares about is the coming of Optimus Prime and the rest of the Autobots.
He built this fucking thing. Why doesn't he know any of this? Like, why doesn't he know it's making it unstable? Why is he not concerned at all with his own death?
And even just looking at the sun, it feels like you'd be like, I don't know,
does
this is a
look
good
problematic,
idea.
you know.
The Autobots are driving through Africa.
Yes, they are.
They got there in under 2 hours. I mean, maybe they used Skyfire or supersonic hydrofoils. I did some math here, too.
Yeah.
Portland to Central Africa is about 7,500 miles or 12,000 kilometers. That they would to get there in under 2 hours, they would have had to have been traveling at 3,750 miles an hour.
To get there at the 2 hour mark.
Yes.
So they actually need to travel faster to give themselves time to take care of the problem.
Yeah, that's Mach 5, which is 5 times the speed of sound. In atmosphere, the fastest plane is the SR-71 Blackbird, which set the record in 1976 at 2,193 miles per hour, or 3,500
And
kilometers.
there's probably craft that goes faster than that.
Well, the shuttle goes a lot fast. Space shuttle went a lot faster than that, but that's not in atmosphere.
I know, but there's probably craft that goes faster in atmosphere. that we
Oh,
just don't know
secret
about.
ones? Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, all that alien technology, Bob Lazar, Area 51.
Follow the
know what I'm
money,
saying?
cui bono.
They run into a jungle patch here. Prime commands Jazz and Sunstreaker to blaze a trail through the jungle with their lasers. How sustainable?
Yeah, it's he's just does not give a shit about the environment.
Slash and burn, slash and burn.
I like how they each jump onto
Yeah.
a side of Optimus Prime's cab and just blast away.
In the TF wiki, it does say in here, like, no stumps, no rocks, just a clear road.
Back to the cons.
Mhm.
Gears is being sweetly insulting to Megatron, which causes Starscream to take a shot at him. The shot misses by a mile and ricochets off one of the Solar Needle's pylons back at Starscream, Megatron, and Gears. It explodes on the ground, sending Gears flying. An Energon cube flies against the sort of electric field that is connecting the pylons, and it is incinerated. There's a moment of instability that levels off at this point. Megatron is pissed at Starscream, who continues to boss Gears around. I love being a slave.
Again, slave. Why do we keep going back to using the term slave? Also, I address it later, but it's really confusing Gears' personality because being nice doesn't automatically mean you have no choice to do whatever
Being
you're
nice
doing.
does not equal being compliant.
It's very weird.
It is.
And here we see Prime having no problem jumping over a huge crevice.
Yeah, back to the Autobots. They continue blasting their way through the jungle indiscriminately, just shooting at trees. They bunny hop across this wide ravine. Optimus barely makes it over, but then you've got Bumblebee, who essentially
God damn
doesn't make it over. He
Common
nearly
theme.
falls down, but Wheeljack saves him by grabbing his bumper.
Whenever I saw Bumblebee starting to fall into the pit, I was like, I was joking before I saw that. I was like, okay, and then Bumblebee's going to fall in. And then he fucking falls in. I hate him so much. Like, God damn it, Bumblebee.
And he has the ability to transform and grab on.
Sometimes
the
they
cliff.
forget.
Yeah. The Autobots come across the needle and immediately fire upon it, but it has a force field that causes their lasers to bounce back at them.
Okay.
I like what Megatron says.
Seems the Autobots enjoy my force field surprise.
Which is my favorite thing to bring to a potluck.
Yeah.
I like how this whole episode, Megatron is like, I can't wait for the Autobots to arrive, and that's the reason why.
Yeah,
It
and
just
him
seems
and
like not a great delivery for such.
They're sure getting a good laugh out of it.
yeah,
though.
Starscream, both Starscream and Megatron share a guffaw.
Look at that. Look at their mouths.
Their mouths are so wide.
I would too.
Nothing better than a shared guffaw.
That is quite a shared guffaw.
The Autobots regroup. They've got to stop this thing before the sun explodes. But how? It's so wide you can't get around it. So low you can't get under it. So high you can't get over it. One nation under a groove.
Nice reference.
I thought Caleb would get that. I'm happy that Ryan did.
Good job.
Can't get over.
Here's the plan. The solar needle's dick hole appears to be the only weak spot. If Prime can get up to it and block the sun's energy, it could bring this plan to a halt, but it's dangerous because no one can survive up there.
Mm-hmm.
While the Autobots bicker over who should be the one to do it, Cliffjumper just
Does
plunges, headlights first, into the force field, somehow shattering it. Decepticons, to your stations, prepare for attack. Autobots, forward. The Autobots sneak up on base. Gears makes a play for his chip, but is stopped by Starscream.
It doesn't seem like the Autobots are very concerned about Cliffjumper.
Yeah.
Despite
No.
Wheeljack or Ratchet just saying that no one could survive it, they don't look for him.
Right.
He's just has a hang.
And also, he's fine.
yeah, he has a hangover. kinda.
Also, isn't the plan? They said they needed to get to the top of that
and
thing.
that is not what happens. Cliffjumper just flies into one of the rays.
Right. And I don't think they revisit it, right?
No,
Nobody
no.
ends up at the top of that thing.
No,
at any point.
We'd quickly forget about that.
Okay. Autobots, they
I'm sorry, this part we had just had it paused here at 13:11 where the Autobots rush in. You can hear at the end of this, Wheeljack or Ironhide says, "Get it on." I don't understand why Cliffjumper's arm's stuck in a vine. Seems a weird bit of animation.
because it's a jungle, baby.
Welcome to the jungle. You're gonna die.
I love how the Autobots sneak onto base here. They I don't know how they got so high in the air, but they jump from
Jumping out of the trees.
It's not clear where
100 feet in the air.
Yeah, where from how they get that kind of air.
But everybody lands on the base, ready to start some shit. B, if I didn't say it before, plows into Starscream, but he is then tackled by Ravage, who he kicks off of him. Meanwhile, Gears here is making a play for the chip. Starscream stops
In
that
Skywarp's
action.
voice.
Yes. Prime and Megatron wrestle by the needle controls. Megatron gains the upper hand and throws Optimus Prime toward the dangerous electrical charges connecting the pylons. And we go to commercial, because that'll kill him, right? Just like it did Cliffjumper.
Exactly. I do like the shot where Starscream is pointing
It's nicely illustrated.
gun, from the point of view of Cliffjumper.
Soundwave's face mask looks very flamboyant. in
Right
this.
there where Soundwave ejects... Soundwave first ejects Laserbeak and then ejects Ravage. We do have a slight animation error where when he ejects Ravage, it's just a recycled shot of him ejecting Laserbeak, so the tape is miscolored there. That's, again, just a lot of recycling of the same cells in this episode for some reason.
Got to crank these out.
Maybe that's why the animation is so good. They just made 3/4 of a show and ran the rest in through a repeater.
I think a lot of the character designs are well done in this. They feel pretty on model.
There's a lot of good shading too. Like the cell shading's really good.
Back from commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Gears fires at a pylon, which I guess weakens the energy grid enough so that when Optimus Prime hits it, he doesn't get shocked.
Well,
and he lives.
And
gets a
Megatron,
singed.
right after that, says to presumably to Prime, or I guess is he talking to Gears, where he says you'll pay for that Autobot? It's not necessarily clear. It's like at 1519, and I'm like, it seems like he's saying that to Optimus, who he just threw into the pylon. I don't understand it at all.
I mean, he has to be talking to Gears, right?
Yes, okay. So forget all that. It just seemed I missed the part where Gears shot the thing.
I liked that scene where Gears' gun just kind of pops out of his wrist hole.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's very dynamic, and the way he shoots it is cool. It's a very cool bit of animation.
Also, the instability from him shooting the pylon causes the electrical field, for lack of a better word, to kind of branch out and slice along the ground where there's some fighting happening. That looks really cool.
Yeah, this one, the animation in this one's very good.
Gears takes a shot from Megatron direct in the chest. He holds up Optimus Prime and commands the Autobots to drop their weapons or he'll destroy Optimus Prime. Prime commands them to fire on the Solar Needle, but instead everybody drops their guns.
I don't understand really why, because Megatron shoots Prime all the time.
Yeah. He's not going to die. But it's
take notice of this part right here, too, where we have the side profile of Megatron and then to Optimus, because in about 1 minute we're going to see the exact same scene.
All right.
Okay, great. We're looking at about the 16:15 mark. Now, Megatron explains how he took control of Gears while commanding him to repair the Solar Needle. Prime begs Megatron, shut that needle down. The sun's going to explode in mere astroseconds. But Megatron has no time for his fairy tales.
Yeah, astroseconds are hugely variable. We tried to work it out on
be
an early
days.
episode, but
Okay, gotcha.
Gears sweetly goes to work on the Solar Needle. As the Decepticons prepare to terminate him, Prime makes a last request, which Megatron grants. Prime slyly commands Gears to fire on the Solar Needle. Now that Gears is a part of the Autobot team again, that makes it a whole new ballgame.
Oh, yeah.
see, this is where I don't understand the methodology of what Gears' personality is supposed to be.
It's all over the place.
But a couple things just in that. I feel like, first of all, the Autobots dropping their guns, that's stupid for a number of reasons, but the main reason is the Earth is going to be destroyed anyway. You're all going to die anyway.
That's true.
So
you got to keep this thing rocking.
Yeah, and again, we just have Megatron not believing Optimus Prime. I do like the part where Ironhide says to Megatron,
What did you do to Gears, you monster? You turned him nice. A simple
we just saw the shot which was recycled again. But we do have Gears using that like little hook welding thing from the first 3 episodes.
Yeah, it's like a little MIG welder.
The Bad Cube Grump third-party Gears that we have in front of us actually has that as as an extension. You can put it on his fist.
Cool.
So yeah, and then we get the second time Megatron orders the Decepticons to battle stations, which
And there's no battle
don't
stations.
seem to exist.
There is no battle stations.
Unless it means go fight in the forest.
I don't understand. Once they got the chip out of Gears, why didn't they just kill him? He wasn't adding. I mean, yes, they enslaved him
because he was doing Energon cubes one at a time.
Yeah.
Every 20 minutes, he made an Energon cube.
So yeah, he wasn't really adding that much value. So just to keep from the potential for him switching sides, they should have just killed him. How does him being on the Autobot team again make it a whole new ball game?
Yeah,
a whole new ball game because it's just Gears.
Yeah,
It's not like they freed Jetfire.
True.
But now they got the team back together, man.
The battle is on. Prime and Megatron duking it out. Ratchet delivers a very cool, well-animated flying sidekick to Thundercracker.
It's fucking awesome.
Knocking him 30 feet into a tree. Wheeljack uppercuts Thundercracker. Wait a minute. Hang on. Maybe we need to watch this.
No, you're right. Ratchet kicks Thundercracker, and then
Wheeljack
uppercuts
uppercuts.
Skywarp.
Oh, it's Wheeljack and Skywarp. Okay, got it.
And then Starscream gets his ass handed to him by Gears. The Seekers really did not do well.
They get fucked up this episode.
I'm sorry, the Sneakers.
Yes, of course. The ASICs. I tried finding some of those Mexico 66s this week locally. I couldn't find them anywhere.
The Ozuna Tigers or
That's
Ozuka
it.
Tigers
That's
or
it.
something. Yeah, you probably can't find them locally. I mean, you have to buy them online.
I have to buy all my shoes online because nobody carries my size in stock.
You got tiny little feet.
It's true, and also for some reason
there is a kids department.
Excellent. Yes, well, it's also really changeable. Like I have to get shoes and then usually send them back twice to get the right size because I wear, depending on the brand, anywhere from a 6.5 to an 8.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very frustrating.
All of Ryan's shoes being like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, they're all like
licensed characters,
like the heels with the wheel in them, or they light up.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be sweet. You're just rolling around in those bitches.
Yeah,
love it.
I wonder what size shoe I do wear in kids because it's probably one that doesn't exist. it probably is one where you have to go up to adult sizes. I don't know if
probably.
Yeah.
We should go find out.
We'll do a field trip one day.
Oh man, a field recorder.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to
We
do
got
this.
the goods.
It seems like the battle is lost for the Decepticons here. As Ryan said, Gears grabs Starscream by the ankles and spins him around, chucks him into Soundwave.
And the Decepticons retreat without Megatron giving the order.
Yeah,
They're just like, bye.
They straight up desert him. Megatron refuses to turn off the solar needle. He flies off saying he'd see the universe destroyed before turning off the needle, which is pretty dumb.
It is incredibly dumb because you're a part of the universe.
He's maniacal.
Secondly, the sun wouldn't destroy the universe. It wouldn't even destroy it.
Right.
Like, yeah, the solar system's fucked up, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. The earthquakes are getting worse. 1 minute is where we're at. 1 minute to sun explosion time.
Mm-hmm.
Ratchet and Wheeljack are called to shut this thing off. To bypass the solar needle's memory, they need to disconnect a wire. But which one?
They bicker about it. They both point at a different wire, and Prime I did like the part where he's like, fuck it, and just grabs a wire and yanks. And apparently, I think Wheeljack was right.
Nice. That's...
To restore the sun's equilibrium, you've got to bypass the solar needle's memory.
I just know
Whatever
this.
that means.
Disconnect that wire. You mean that wire.
You got a blowout in your binary circuit. It's that one.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah. Prime yanks the wire that Wheeljack was pointing
Which
at.
I wouldn't do. I wouldn't
No
trust
kidding.
anything
Well,
Wheeljack
first of all,
says.
up until this point, I was going to say that Ratchet's the MVP of this episode. He kicks Thundercracker's ass and then saves Wheeljack from pylon falling on him. But then he's wrong.
Yeah, I wonder if Ratchet ever realizes that the galaxy would have ended had he gone the way that he wanted to go. But it doesn't matter. It was the right chord. The sun is stabilized. The Earth is saved. Yay!
Here's your circuit board Gears mixtape.
It's all over. All that's left to do is to destroy the solar needle forever. But Gears has a special request. He would like his circuit card back, please.
Yeah.
Before it is given back to him, Trailbreaker, making a nice little cameo this episode, says that a vote was taken and they like the new Gears better, LOL. As long as everybody agrees.
Yeah.
If you guys don't give me my circuit back, I'm gonna start kicking Transistor.
Gears insists, and Prime inserts the chip in his chest. He immediately becomes a complaining cow, bitching about the jungle heat and the cramps in his chronometer. They rig the needle with explosives, which Gears has the honor of triggering. Sure got a bang out of that.
Oh, God. We're good.
Gears starts endless complaining about all his various medical ailments while the Autobots just transform and head home behind his back.
I have a list of his complaints from this episode.
Go into it.
Unlubed cable relays, squeaky pulleys, which he says twice, a cramped chronometer, vibrating sequential camshaft, and a trembling gyroscope. So he's all fucked up.
He should just get put to sleep.
He's made out of all recycled parts.
He doesn't add that much value. The only thing of value he had was this chip.
He's supposed to be very strong.
Is that right?
Let's talk about that in script.
He seems like to be a cousin of Brawn.
Yeah.
He's kind of like the K-Mart Brawn.
He actually has a mold mate. This guy who only showed up, I think, in one episode of season 3, who's called Swerve, and they share the same basic mold. But
mold mates.
Yeah.
Nice. Swerve. Is Swerve got the same kind of attitude?
No, I don't think they get a chance to really explore his personality, so you don't really know. However, he is a fan favorite character in the IDW universe. He is a bartender extraordinaire.
That's all right. He's already my favorite. Because I drink.
I heard a nip of the whiskey.
Yeah, I've been drinking that whiskey here and there a little bit at night. It's good stuff.
A little bit of the butane.
Yeah, don't have a lot left, but I've made it last 3 weeks. Not bad.
Yeah, that really is a nip.
It is.
In the way that old grannies would talk about taking nips.
I've been making that bullet, or not the bullet, the door gunner bourbon that we had for the
Oh, yeah, I like that.
eye opener. Yeah, I've been making that last. I had some of that while I was waiting for Caleb to pick me up this morning.
Oh, you're a little loosey goosey. I
Hey,
see you
I'm not driving.
You got a martini over there. You got the mint drink.
So where we at here?
Well, we're at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
There were no new voice actors to speak of, so we just jump right to
In the Real World.
Like you said, Aaron, this episode, Changing Gears, aired October 1st, 1985. In the American Top 40, again, we have Dire Straits, Money for Nothing.
Yeah.
So last episode, Casey told us all about it, so I thought we'd talk about Weird Al's Money for Nothing / Beverly Hillbillies parody song from UHF.
That's good.
The name of that song is Money for Nothing / Beverly Hillbillies *, which is the name the lawyers insisted on, and Weird Al fucking hated it. His comment is, that incredibly stupid name is what the lawyers insisted that the parody be listed as. I'm not sure why, and I've obviously never been very happy about it. He later stated that he wanted it to be either Money for Nothing for the Beverly Hillbillies or Beverly Hillbillies for Nothing.
I see.
It's weird because most of his songs are like mix-ups like that.
Sure. Right.
Names.
And the title of the song makes really good sense for what.
And I'm sure he had 100% Mark Knopfler compliance with doing this.
Well, I have actually a note about that.
Okay.
I think it was Dire Straits kind of being.
I don't think they necessarily were compliant.
Weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's uncommon.
Well, the song is Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler. One of the reasons for one of the necessitations for allowing the parody was that Mark Knopfler would be on guitar and Guy Fletcher would be on synthesizer for the song.
But they were not?
No, they were.
Okay.
That was the only way they'd let the parody go through.
Well, then what the fuck is the problem here?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. UHF the movie was filmed in was released July 21st, 1989. Filmed in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I did not know that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Which is pretty close, so I might go to some of the filming locations.
We should, if they're still around.
Well, I don't know how many still are. There are a couple, like Hardin's Hamburgers is where Burger World was. Rose Bowl Lanes is the Bowling for Burgers lane. Joey's House of Blues is the bar they go to after Uncle Nutsy's Funhouse tanks. Tulsa Pump Company is Cooney's Karate School, and the KGTO radio tower is where the U62 station was. There's just a tower there. They built that studio.
Huh.
There's nothing there now except the tower. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it'd be cool to kind of do a check out Tulsa that way.
APDC is going to Tulsa.
We're going on the road.
People will probably want to see Watchmen locations, but I don't think because Watchmen took place in Tulsa, but
Was it filmed there?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No.
Tulsa's changed. I was there a few weeks ago we went to see Joe Coy at the Hard Rock Casino, and I don't go to Tulsa that often, but it feels like it's getting the Oklahoma version of hipster.
It got bombed out pretty bad, after White Flight
in the Dust Bowl,
but also it had a lot of oil money, gas and oil money come into it, and that all busted a few years back. Worst bus stop I've ever been in is the Tulsa Greyhound bus station. It was horrible.
And that's saying something because bus stations are already terrible.
I've been in a few, and I already had low expectations went in, and it was worse than that.
Try not getting solicited to suck some dick. Or is that just me?
No comment.
Now, Tulsa, there still is probably energy there. There's a lot of fracking that happens in Tulsa. Or in Oklahoma.
There's companies set up out of,
Yeah, there's been earthquakes because of it.
Yeah, allegedly.
It seems pretty possible.
Check your science.
I won't.
I won't either.
Number one at the box office, still Chuck Norris's Invasion USA, which we covered extensively in episode 121. It was number one for only a week, but this episode aired the same week. Now we go to them airing 5 times a week.
This real world bit isn't going to be as exciting.
I've started expanding it into stuff that I'm like, instead, we'll talk about this.
Okay.
While it debuted at number one, the hyper-violence and nonsensical plot garnered it pretty poor reviews. In a November 30th, 1985 interview, Norris said that some sequences were, quote, a little too much. You see, when you're making a movie, it takes over 5 months. Not until you bring it down to an hour and a half do you see just what you've done. It was too much, unfortunately.
5 months? What, on location?
I know. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because usually it's 30 days, 45 days to shoot.
Yeah. A 3-month shoot is hell.
The more I hear about Chuck Norris, the more I realize that he's a crazy man.
He's unsound.
Yeah.
On the cover of TV Guide, I screwed up the last episode and actually gave the cover from this week.
So what was on last week?
Michael J. Fox. It says an actor's journal about how England survived the family ties invasion. And then also, to be light about it, on the cover is the TV and hostage crisis in perspective. Were there payoffs to terrorists? How fair was the reporting? Was TV a good or bad influence? I assume they're talking about the Lebanese hostage crisis, which there were many in the 80s. Do you guys remember
Yes.
all the kidnappings?
Not all of them, but yes.
Right. But during the height of the Lebanese civil war between 82 and 92, there was Lebanese kidnapping of mainly Americans and Western Europeans. 104 hostages were taken in total over those 10 years.
That's a lot.
How many were killed, though?
Not that many, and a lot of them were airline hijacking, so they didn't last all that long. But,
Yeah, I remember images as a kid of terrorists in a cockpit of a plane. Like
it was why it was the game changer. 9/11 was the game changer because prior to that, you just complied with terrorists. Like you flew them where they asked you to because they weren't. That way they wouldn't hurt anybody. 9/11 was different. And
we got it.
The point was to kill everybody.
Is there anything to talk about in the
Trip deviations?
As I mentioned before, Flat Earther Larry Parr, I don't know if he's a flat earther. That's not true at all. This is one of the few episodes so far where I could not find the script on the Google Drive that has all the ones I've been using so far or anywhere else online. So I thought I'd just read some interesting points from the Transformers series Bible. For those who don't know, television shows have notes and outlines about specifics of the show, ideally updated with information about continuity and stuff like that, and that's called the show Bible. So from the Transformers one, it says, this is a no-nuke show. There should be no mention of nuclear energy in the series at all, which is why we don't see any nuclear power plant.
Do they go into why?
Ethically?
Not?
Like an ethical?
I think it's just because it's a hot-button topic. Like, 3 Mile Island. And
no nukes.
Yeah.
I mean, the sun's energy is nuclear.
Fusion.
As it were, just like Megatron's cannon.
That's interesting. That didn't occur to me. That's why they have to avoid all these other methods of random energy production.
And some of them made up, like crystals.
It's so wild considering coal plants and just fossil fuel facilities just pumping that carbon up in the air.
This is another hot button topic with me of like people who don't want nuclear power plants. And I'm like, they're so much safer. Yeah, whenever they melt down, it's an issue, but like, they're all meltdowns in countries that don't regulate it, like Russia. And the 3 Mile Island one was not a meltdown. They stopped it. And it's just like nuclear energy is so much safer than you just don't get the sensationalist stuff whenever coal power plants explode or like all the toxins they're putting into the environment or stuff like that.
That happens slowly.
And I mean, France is on 60% nuclear energy. And you never hear problems with that. I hate that we don't build nuclear power plants.
That's why they have all that good cheese.
Is it
mutant cheese?
They put them next to the rods. So that's what gives it the flavor.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay. Writers are encouraged to use elements of mystery, espionage, deception, confrontation, chase, and aggression in the stories. This series has a strong boy appeal, and hard-edged action is emphasized over complicated plots, which is evident.
I've heard people have told me that I have a strong boy appeal.
Oh no.
Or a strong boy appeal.
Yeah, you're fit.
Yeah.
Note about Jetfire. Jetfire has been changed to Skyfire with a new model design due to legal reasons. Do not use the character unless necessary in small scenes. Not to open up a whole controversy here, but it does say in the Bible that Rumble is red.
Well,
just lastly,
I disagree with this Bible.
Yes, because they don't follow that at all.
That's scripture, though. So,
just to end up here, I'll read you Gear's profile from the original Bible. His nicknames are Ox and Sourball.
What?
His abilities: tremendous strength, endurance, totes heavy loads long distances, launches up short distances, floats down on compressed air, easy target due to limited maneuverability, can detect infrared.
Okay.
In his profile, it says he's the complainer of the group, hates everything about Earth, a self-proclaimed misfit, finds fault in everything and everyone, acts this way to cheer up others as they try to cheer him.
Sounds like you.
Does it? I don't like this
Everything
comparison.
new we discover about gears, it's like we got him right here. The bad cube gears, I keep fiddling with it while we're talking. I forget some of its features.
Right.
So we showed its feature of the chip that is inside of his chest. He also has, so here's his normal face. It's grumpy. You lift it up, out, and then flip it. And now he's got a happy face.
Nice. I had no idea.
A lot of fun little features with this fucker.
This episode really felt like padded out.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like they had like five servings of episode and they were trying to stretch it for 10 people.
Sure.
There's just a lot that's not necessary.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's get on to the next one.
That's right. We got a fun one coming up. Rate the scheme.
Again, super convoluted. I mean,
Yeah.
I like the solar needle because
Yeah.
tapping the sun's power is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the return on it, like
He does it in the most ass way possible.
the product out of that is
Yeah.
stupid.
It's very dumb.
A bottleneck is a really good description.
It generates 4 cubes per
Exactly.
hour.
It was terrible.
All that sun energy.
Yeah.
It was weird they didn't decide to make a huge stack of energons. Like,
Right.
I
It
don't.
was just
Why not?
spitting them out just
Yeah.
like by the thousand? Dumb. It's so stupid.
We can.
I'm the ghost of the iconic moment.
You know.
Written down.
I just wrote down that I liked where Wheeljack and Ratchet were arguing and Prime just grabbed one and yanked.
It's not a very compelling story.
It's
I think
not.
there is something iconic about the idea of Happy Gears. This might be his only feature episode.
It is interesting
the
to
character
show,
study.
to show that, like we've seen with their what are they called? The chips in Heavy Metal War.
The
sequencer chips.
I know what you're talking
I can't
about.
remember. Anyway, that's like
That
showing
have the powers.
Yeah, their function, their special abilities, and this is kind of showing like that components of them also affect their personality.
And I think that is the idea that was an accident. They didn't know that would happen.
Yeah, it's not clear whether that was like just the way, with all of him working together, that's just the way it is. I mean, maybe it's like whenever people get a traumatic brain injury and they change personalities completely. It's kind of like that. It's like you are a part of, like as a human, your biochemical makeup is who you are, and then as a transform or a Cybertronian, it's your component parts.
Right. What was the purpose of that chip?
Right.
Outside of
it's circuit.
that
Who
it
knows?
happened to complete the solar needle.
Unclear.
Okay.
He's the only one who has it.
We're giving this one a 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Next time on the Autopod Decepticast.
Pack your bags, everyone. The Autobots are taking a weekend trip to Steel City.
Oh, shit, y'all. Pack a lunch.
Store, posters, buttons, made by us. Or join the Patreon where, depending on your level, you'll get these items as part of your patronage. Patreon.com/APODDcast. Is that right, Ryan?
That's correct.
I'm always on the edge of my
Nope,
seat
you're right.
whenever I'm trying to pull it from memory. Please listen and continue to subscribe. Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, TuneIn, whatever your platform
You put
of choice.
Spotify on this time.
It's not on the paper. I just remembered it.
Great.
Also, Apple Podcast users, please leave a review and follow us on social media. You'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. All of them at APODDcast, and of course, the web presence, AutopodDecepticast.com.
I'll have a lot of pictures of the gears in the studio we took, and I'm sure they'll be on social media as well.
Are you sure?
I'm in control. They're on my camera or my phone.
That's good. All right, thanks, everybody.
Hey, bye.
Mediocre.
Yeah, but not for lack of trying. Like the episode's pretty mediocre.
You're right. It's not our fault.
No.
It just goes downhill from here.
I think the next episode is
I don't
amazing.
I don't understand.
It's great.
I don't understand you at all.
Pockets all the time. So one of the other guys called him Pockets. Hey, Pockets! Called him Pockets.
Oh God.
I love the working class
Just
nickname.
we're gonna rename you.
Nickname thing.
Hey, you Pockets now.
Pockets? Yeah, he was Pockets.
See, this is why I could never be a working class dude, because that would make me crazy. I don't like your good time, get along boy humor.
I don't mind it. But again, I've never actually had anybody give me a nickname, so like that, except for Safety. What's his face?
Oh, yeah.
Safety. And I didn't actually like that. I did not like that, but he did it.
Well,
in a way
I've been
that
given
was...
2 nicknames that I hated, and I think that's where that comes from.
What were they?
Boner was one of them. And junior high, I wore these really I wore these really tight sweat shorts to school, and it looked like apparently in gym. It was only in gym. It looked like I had a boner, and so he called me Boner for an entire year. The second one was this dude Sean we worked with at the country club, who dated this girl who I lost my virginity to, and he used to call me Rai Rai or Little Rai, and I hated it. This is why I'm saying I would be a victim if I were in like a man, quote unquote man's man situation.
Well, they're all victims.
They're
just about how they
some of them don't mind it though. I drew a picture of that dude. I made a fantasy drawing of me standing over that dude with a broken jaw saying, hey, it's pretty tough, pretty hard to talk trash with a broken jaw, and me flicking a cigarette at him, which nowadays would be viewed as you probably need to see somebody, which I probably did. It's never a bad time for therapy.
You didn't know yourself as well back then. You were young, impressionable.
It's true. I was in my 20s, so my brain wasn't done yet.
Blinded by the blankets of love.
What?
Well, you know, you're getting some of that female attention, and it was also just a weird situation.
It was a weird
setup to
I
a
think
relationship.
that she just wanted to take my virginity. Like, she just wanted to deflower a boy.
She's a virgin groupie.
I would have taken that. I mean,
oh, absolutely. That's why I'm saying I lost my
So you're
virginity
not bad about it.
to pity, and that's fine. I'm like totally cool with it.
Okay, we're recording. Are you ready?
I'm trying to find my pen.
Nis.
Thank you. Yep.
Bro Cells is the sponsor of Autopod Decepticast. Yes, 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 yes.